Hey, fearless followers, it's Josh, and I'm here with your word of the day, looking at Philippians 3, where Paul writes about his achievements in the life that he had before he knew Jesus. He says that he was born of the house of Benjamin. He was circumcised on the eighth day. He was the Hebrew of Hebrews, and he had all sorts of righteous zeal for the Jewish faith, and really is trying to hammer in on a point that that he was kind of a big deal in the Jewish world at that time, and then he pivots and he says, "But I consider all of that a loss for Christ," meaning comparatively, when he looks at his life um, and he looks at Jesus, that Jesus is worth losing it all for. Jesus is worth giving all of what he worked for, all of who he was away. That Jesus is worth losing everything. And following Jesus and committing our lives to him is worth the cost. And that's the question I think that I want to wrestle with today is, do I live a life that says Jesus is worth it? I think for me in the season of COVID-19, I've had a lot of time to reflect on that question. And I think a lot of us have had time to look at our lives and ask the question, is Jesus really first? And are these inconveniences, some major disruptions, some minor, are they showing us some of the places in our lives where maybe we say that Jesus is first, but if we're honest, some of our comforts or some of our securities are being tampered with or tested in some way, and we're starting to realize maybe we had more idols than we thought. I think we're going to talk about that more this weekend, just a little bit, as we ask the question, is Jesus worth it? And is he worth losing it all for? And of course, Paul would say yes, and I would say yes, and I think many of us would say yes, but I think that's the tension that we live in. So there you go. There's the word of the day, and the question we have to wrestle with today. Peace.